My boyfriend unalived our baby. I met this guy online early last year, and we chatted for close to 6 months before deciding to meet. He was living far away in Lagos while I lived in another state. I was trying to apply for my nursing course when we met, so he introduced me to a nursing school near where he stayed. He offered to take me to the school and help me buy the exam form if I visited him, and I accepted. Fast forward to the day we met. He took me to the school where they said the exam form cost 25,000 naira. When they asked who would pay for it, he immediately stood up and went outside. That was the first red flag I noticed, but I paid for the form myself. When I was filling out the form and they asked who would sponsor me, I said I would. They asked for the names of 2 close people, and I gave my mom's and my friend's names. He got upset and waited outside for me. He always reminded me of how much he loved me and wanted to marry me, but I noticed that whenever I talked about school, he would change the topic. I asked him to look for a house for me around the school area before the admission date, and he asked who would pay for it. I told him I would, and he agreed to look. 2 weeks after the exams, I got admission and told him about it. He asked what my plan was because he hadn't found any accommodation yet and suggested I stay at his place for a while until we found something. I disagreed because I never wanted to live with a man who wasn't my husband. A week after resumption, he still couldn't find accommodation for me, so I had no choice but to stay with him for a while, just for my lecture days. I went back home on Fridays and returned on Sunday nights or Monday mornings. After 1 week of staying there, we got intimate twice, but he never kissed me since we started dating because I never asked him to. I went house hunting around my school and found a place, but I needed an additional 15,000 naira to pay for it. I came back and told him about it, asking for his help with the remaining money. He said, "What's wrong with my house that you're staying in? I don't have any money to give you right now. Give me 2 weeks." I had no choice but to wait. 3 weeks later, I started feeling tired and noticed some signs. I took a test and found out I was pregnant. When I told him, he said his pastor had already warned him that someone would try to pin a pregnancy on him. He denied responsibility, saying, "I'm not the one who got you pregnant. Go find the person who did. After all, you're an independent lady. You can take care of it yourself." I cried bitterly because all my dreams were shattered, and I realized I had been in a relationship with someone who didn't care about me. The agents who helped me find a house called to say they would give it to someone else if I didn't pay soon. I asked my friend to lend me 15,000 naira to complete the payment, and she did. I paid for the house on Thursday evening without telling him. I went home on Friday evening and I returned to his house on Sunday. I found another girl there who said he wasn't home. I told her he was my boyfriend and that I stayed there, but she said she hadn't seen any woman's belongings. When I went inside, I found he had packed my things to his brother's room. I took my bag and told the girl I was a victim of lies and fake love and warned her to decide her fate carefully. She didn't believe me until I showed her our chats from the first day. She was shocked. I told her I couldn't fight or have issues with her because he wasn't worth it. I left him a message, cursing him and saying that since he thought it was good to deceive people, he would be deceived all his life. For denying our baby, he would never hear the cry of a child. 3 days later, he called and asked to meet to talk about the pregnancy. When I went, he apologized for what he did and offered me a drink. After drinking it and returning home, I started bleeding and lost the pregnancy. I was sick for over a month and had to stop schooling because there was no money to continue. I went back to square zero after all the money I spent. Since then, I find it very difficult to love any other man, no matter how hard they try. I stay indoors and am scared of meeting new people. If you or someone you know is going through a similar situation, what words of encouragement would you offer? Share your thoughts in the comments below so others can learn. Please subscribe to my channel for more true life stories. Thank you.